What's up guys, Pyroxius here. This is a quick video of me playing Destruction Warlock. It's my full review of the spec for both PvE and PvP and do my minor changes. Although this thing will not contain any PvP guys, for the simple reason because the target dummy is more practical of showing off some things. And you just have to believe me on the feedback I'm gonna give. So if Blizzard decides to watch this video one day, let me just show you what I think about the spec real quick. Yeah, so let's just dive into the talents straight away. Did demonology change a lot, or I mean destruction, sorry, change a lot? Kind of, not really. The playstyle is actually quite the same as, I would say, yeah, I like Brad of the Lich King to what like WoW, but it's like a bit weird with the RNG immolate, if you know what I'm saying. But you still got good ways to get your soul shards back, because now you have soul shards instead of burning embers, guys. And that's Conflagate. It just generates a soul shard, so you basically can do a chaos build every 11 seconds if you look at it. So that's like the same as it is in like Cataclysm Warlords of Draenor talented Destro. So you can't just spam chaos bolts anymore, guys. Sorry if I like fucking hammering that out. And the talents actually do in fact that like slightly. Like the first talent actually only changes how you use your Conflagate. If you want to use it 2 times in a row, with like Conflagate increases the remaining damage of immolate, target 50% until immolate expires or is refreshed. So that actually like changes it. This is like a double tap Conflagate, which is quite good. Shadowburn is like it's like Shadowburn, like exactly how it is in Warlords, but without the execute thing. The thing is though that this is hitting way and way too hard compared to a Chaos Bolt. Chaos Bolts don't hit for anything compared like what they do in Warlords of Draenor. Chaos Bolt hit for the same amount as they do in Legion. The only difference is that in Legion we have literally like 8 or 9 times the amount of HP. So the conclusion is that Chaos Bolt just hits really weak, honestly, and they should change it. I think if you like triple the damage of Chaos Bolt, then you'll actually be in quite a good position of doing it. Or change some of the talents, which I'm gonna go into deeper. Backdraft. This is what I like to play. It's like the backdraft that you know it no longer stacks though. It's just 5 seconds of casting Incinerate and Chaos Bolt faster. This should be baseline, Blizzard, to be really honest. This should be baseline. So what I would suggest is make this stackable, so it's like 60% for 10 seconds, if you know what I'm saying. If you use 2 times in a row, that will be really awesome, but it's not stackable. It refreshes things up to 5 seconds again, 30% faster. It's not OP to make it 60%, because that will actually fix the Chaos Bolt problem as well, because then it will be really fast. Like soul shards, guys, you don't worry about soul shards at all. You get so much soul shards, honestly. If you have like RNG in your favor, you get insane like Chart Remains again. But even without keeping immolate up, without having the chance to regain embers, Conflagate does the job just fine. Just saying that. So with that being covered, Shadowburn is just boring. It's the most viable spec to go for, because you can literally spam it 2 times in the time that you cast 1 Chaos Bolt. And like you can see, damage compensation, if this thing crits, it hits literally double the amount of a Chaos Bolt. It literally does, guys. And this one always crits, but it's not worth casting. It hits like 250k max, and 2 of those crits actually hit for like 400 to 500k, to be really honest. So there is no point in not using Shadowburn for competitive mindsets, especially in PvP, because it's instant cast, it cannot be interrupted. For you guys wondering why is the camera so weird, it's the new action mode that Blizzard has implemented, and I will get back into that later. Reverse entropy. This is what I like to most. It's like reduce the Chaos Bolt cast time. It's like the Draenor perk, if you know what I'm saying, and restores 35% of max mana. The 35% of max mana, why don't you just add that baseline, Blizzard? Because life-saving, I think it's like part of the affliction mindset, if you know what I'm saying, not destruction. Destruction always was mere like a magey spec, if you know what I'm saying, like get the big nukes out, destroy people with Chaos Bolt, and right now nothing destroys. The portals hit really good though, that's something I'm gonna say, but reverse entropy is what I prefer, because A, I don't have to life tap anymore, and B, cast time of Chaos Bolt is reduced, which makes Chaos Bolt better, as well as for Rain of Fire, which actually is quite a big improvement in AoE. Fire and Brimstone is incinerate targets, ignite all your targets. This is just cleave, guys. It doesn't cost soul shards, and it seems to not impact your artifact skill of generating more soul shards. So yeah, I don't really see use of it unless you have like I don't know, like 8 people stacked up or 8 mobs, or like in a BG with loads of people stacked up. Mana tap, it's pointless, honestly. And why? 40% of your mana is a shit ton. It really is a shit ton. It's a 10% damage for 20 seconds, but still you have to life tap again. So it's basically killing yourself for more damage. That's what mana tap kind of is. Demon Skin. Demon Skin is really good. I prefer this talent. We passively have Soul Leech, and this is basically another word for improved Soul Leech. Your Soul Leech absorption passively recharges at 1% rate of your maximum health. That's a really strong shield, honestly. If you like didn't get hit for 10 seconds, you got a 10% of your HP shield, which is really decent. It can make you stay alive quite a bit longer. And you also just regenerate like 1% of your HP, kind of like every second. And it may now absorb 20% of your max health, so it basically improves it. Mortar Coil, it's just Mortar Coil, didn't change since what. And Shadow Fury, why does this have a cast time? Why, Blizzard? Like, it wasn't OP. If it stuns for like 8 seconds or 6 seconds, then I would be like, yeah, this would be viable. But right now, it's not viable. It honestly isn't. If you reduce the cooldown to 15 seconds, it would be viable as well. But right now, why there's a cast time on it? There's no point in putting a cast time on Shadow Fury. Honestly, there's no point. Eradication. Chaos Bolt increases the damage of you deal against a target 12%. This is really good, honestly. This is really good, but it's not strong enough because Chaos Bolt hits like a weakness. Let me show you how much Chaos Bolt hits. So let me do a configurate. Let's do a Chaos Bolt, just a comparison, see how much it hits. 230k. Then you have Eradication, so the next one should hit harder, kind of. But why don't you make Eradication stack? That would be cool, right? Like you like chain Chaos Bolts, and the Chaos Bolt only get more strong the more you cast. That would be really cool in the class fantasy as well. I would like that, Blizzard. I think most of us would like that. It's a bit of it's a non-RNG system, if you know what I'm saying. It's like you definitely gonna deal more damage, and that's what I like about it. Cataclysm is really good for AoE. Soul Harvest is just boring, honestly. Like there's no point in taking Soul Harvest unless you spec Shadowburn. The other two are way better. Cataclysm hits for a truck, by the way, just saying. It still hits for a truck, and I really love it, especially in like the AoE situations. But I'm gonna jump into the 100 talents real quick, because Cataclysm and Channel Demon Fire, although they seem like a synergy, they don't work together. And it's not like, oh, why not? It's like you launch the 15 Valfire bolts, and what will happen is quite simple. You will only fire 15. So even if you have 30 targets, you will fire 1 bolt to 15 of them, and that's why it's so annoying. Or like 7 bolts to 1, and like I don't know, a few to others as well. It's only 15, so it's not 15 against each target, which makes it useless for AoE, honestly. So yeah, if you make that like go against every target, this would be a really good AoE spell as well. Right now, it hits like a truck for single fire. It hits like the same amount as a Chaos Bolt, if not more. If this crits all the time, you hit way more. Then you actually hit like 500k with this spell. It only has a 13-second cooldown, or 14. Let's be real here, and it just hits like a truck. So with that being said, that doesn't combine good with Cataclysm. It does really work well with Eradication, because yeah, 50 or 12% more damage with Eradication. Also works on Channel Demon Fire, so just saying there. Demonic Portal should not be fucking a talent, honestly. It should be baseline, guys. Same for Burning Rush. I don't really see why there's a talent. Like, it's like kill yourself for speed. This has always been a talent, so yeah, well, you can keep that a talent, I guess. Dark Pact is a good talent, but it's like not 99% of the time, Dark Pact is just stronger than Demonic Circle, especially with Demon Skin. Because you will have such a big absorb that you can actually do quite a bit against big spiky damage at the start. And it only has a minute cooldown, so don't change Dark Pact. It's wonderful. Burning Rush, well, I'm okay with that, but Demonic Circle, remove it. Please make it baseline, Blizzard. Or make it like improved summoning circle. That like your Demonic Portal that you can summon has a shorter cooldown as well, and the Demonic Circle have like a shorter cooldown, something like that. Then it probably would be a bit of a better choice there. The level 90 talents, just remove them, honestly. This should be baseline for Destruction, Grimoire of Sacrifice, and don't make us choose between pets. We have an Imp right now, which loads of people don't like, but it just hits the hardest, especially because it deals more damage against immolated targets. And it honestly, the imp literally hits the same, or like the same as one spike, like the first spike of an immolate. So it's like, I don't know, he's basically constantly casting immolate against the target. Like it hits for 24k each, like 1.5 seconds. So he's quite a good DPS boost. Just saying that there. And if we just go on like why like service in this is more of a demonology thing, isn't it? You guys said that you want to like go into class fantasy. This is like what I call this is just homogenization. I fucking pronounced it so badly. Generalization, let's keep it like that. Every warlock has the same 90 talents. Why? Except sacrifice. That's only affliction and destruction. Why is that, Blizzard? Why not make like a, I don't know, remove this, like we have an honor talent called Firestone. Why don't you make that our DPS cooldown for like these and remove like summon Doomguard for us? Because this is a demonology thing. I know Warlocks can do it in other specs and what, but this is like demonology class fantasy, isn't it? Why do we have Doomguard? Why don't you just add the Firestone there? Make that baseline, give a good, nice, awesome level 100 PvP talent there, and it will be all will be alright. And the Grimmars, just make options here. I don't know, put like in like each time you do an incinerate, you have a chance to I don't know, empower whatever the hell your next Chaos Bolt, or I don't know, put Fell Flame back in here or something, or like Rain of Fire no longer costs soul shards, whatever the hell. That will be cool, right? Just those kind of things. And right now, honestly, even Archimon's Darkness and things are way better than this, honestly. And like Killjaden's Cunning, Menard's Fury are even cooler than these. So I don't really see the point in keeping them from a class fantasy point of view. The level 100 talents, honestly, I could not be more happy about this. This one is a bit like, meh, because like Soul Shard Refund, it works really good with Shadowburn though. I'm not gonna lie, it's really, really good with Shadowburn. This one is the coolest. Like I just explained, it's just cool. Look at how this thing looked, guys. Look at the animation of Channel Demon Fight. That's so badass. Like all the fell fireballs flying over, and it's already off cooldown. Like now, almost it's off cooldown already. That's how short the cooldown is. Like wow. Wreak Havoc is just big AoE. That's it. Channel Demon Fight, like I said, and Soul Conduit is just passive. But Wreak Havoc is really strong for AoE fights, guys. Let's just go into the 100 talents right now, or the honor talents. We have the medallion here, which is basically your trinket. That's it, and you have like the 2 passive choices that you can do. I would go for the medallion. It's just a trinket that you need. Unless you're Ewan, then you probably can go for like an adaption or like Relentless or something. But right now, I just go for this. This one is quite tricky. If you have like Arena, Train of Thought could be really, really good, especially if you don't get focused, because the damage increase by 15%. But Mind Quickness is the most safe option. Just increase your haste by 6%. Makes you cast faster. You always have a bonus of this. Then you have Initiation, which is really strong for Chaos Bolts at the start. Because against targets above 80% HP, you do 30% more damage. But honestly, if you want to burst somebody down, only the first Chaos Bolt will actually have benefit from this, right? Let's be really honest. If the numbers get fixed right now, you have like 2 or 3 Chaos Bolt benefiting from this. So, I would go for Mind Quickness. It's just the safest. And Train of Thought if you don't get focused a lot. If you know what I'm saying, like some BG comes or whatever, or like Arena comes. Sorry. The curses. This is something I'm really, really excited. This is what I call class fantasy, guys. The curses are back. Curse of Weakness, which just reduces physical damage the enemy deals. Curse of Fragility. This one is new. It reduces the target's maximum HP by 20 seconds, which is really, really strong. That's really awesome in BG comms and like arena fights. If you have big burst damage, they put this. They basically have 80% of the max HP max, or it counters like something like a rallying cry or something, which is really awesome. Curse of Tongues is what I call the healer bane. If you put this on a healer, they have a ridiculously long cast time, and it's so fucking wonderful. It feels so good to finally be able to do something against Discipline Priest guys as Death Row, which it was so hard to do that in mod, let's be honest. So I prefer, this is like the coolest curse for, if you are fight against any form of casters, go Curse of Tongues. It's really strong. Curse of Fragility for like people with like, I don't know, like hunters are the best for like this. And if you have really big focus on you, probably Curse of Weakness would be a good choice for you. But Curse of Fragility is the best for bursting, guys. Next talent, Essence Drain, can be handy. I don't really like it. It's really good in Affliction though, but like we barely cast Drain of Life or Drain Life, if you know what I'm saying. Only it's situational ATM, so I don't really like this that much. Casting Circle, summons a Casting Circle, which makes you immune to interrupts and silences. Wonderful, Blizzard. Thank you for this one. This is really handy, and it's a great tool against like the training warriors, rogues. We can't be interrupted, we can't be gouged, we can't be silenced for a sec. The only classes that can counter this ATM are Shamans with Thunderstorm and things that can knock you out, like a Siegebreaker blow or those kind of things can knock you out of circle. That's quite annoying though, but well, it has a 15-second cooldown, lasts for 20 seconds, what do you want more? It's really good against melee targets especially, because they can no longer interrupt you, and you can just stand still because of your sustain with Demon Skin and Soul Leech and Dark Pact. So, wonderful. Nether Ward, hands down best for casters. This thing wrecks fire mages. I have seen fire mages put their full burst on me activating Nether Ward, popping Curse of Fragility, and blowing them up in seconds. That's something going on. And who does the most damage? The fire mages, not us. And this is why I love it. It's like a touch of karma for ranged people. It only lasts slow, but it also has a shorter cooldown, and it's wonderful. It saved me loads of times. Incineration is good in combination with because it refreshes your immolate. It's really good in combination with Roaring Blaze because you can keep the pressure up. The only downside is that it is dispellable, guys. So against skilled players this won't work. Let's be honest. Cremation is really strong if you go for Shadowburn spec because you will hardly cast any Chaos Bolt. And Shadowburn is instant, and this is instant, and you can basically do consume your immolate for 6% maximum HP damage, which is incredibly strong. Fell Pressure, it seems to be a bit bugged. It doesn't hit for extremely hard, the healing is nice, but what I think is that it's bugged because it seems to immobilize people, ATM. People get stuck in the Fell Fissure sometimes, it's really weird. But please, if this is not intended, keep it this way, because it's really awesome. That's the only reason I cast Chaos Bolts in PvP when I'm not shadow burning. Because I don't want to play Shadowburn, it's really boring, but this actually is what makes Chaos Bolt viable in PvP ATM, the only little thing. Okay, let's go in the 100 PvP talents. Burning Legion, Firestone, Bane of Havoc. Bane of Havoc so awesome in BGs. You literally can havoc every single guy. And the best thing is, last 10 seconds, it doesn't have cooldown, you guys see that? Like, if you do this, it no longer has cooldown. It's so good in combination with that talent. And you can literally mark up the whole BG group and send every spell you have towards them. Your AoE will be so huge in AoE in BGs with this. But the best option would be Firestone. And like I said, this should be baseline Blizzard. It's 100% crit chance. It's really fitting the class fantasy. Your Chaos Bolt actually hit decent when you pop this, but they should hit that all the time. And then when you pop Firestone, they should literally wreck and melt faces again like they used to do. Because building towards the Chaos Bolt is quite hard in Legion, because you can't spam them anymore. So having a hard hitting Chaos Bolt is one of the main focuses of your burst. So not being able to do that really cripples you a lot. And let's go into Burning Legion now. Burning Legion sounds cool, but it's just really funny. It basically makes you summon Inferno on 1 minute cooldown, and it basically is handy for the stun. And it can now be used in arenas. It should be able to be used in arenas anyway, Blizzard. Let's be honest, it's not that that thing hits so hard. It's a 3-second stun or something when it lands. Not even a 2-second stun. So why is there such a ridiculous long cooldown on it anyway? Like 3 minutes for a 3-second stun. And the Inferno doesn't hit hard. It just hits like noodle, honestly. It hits like a wet noodle. So let's get into the rotation, guys, and like into the spec, what I think of it. And I absolutely look at the action view. It's so fucking awesome. So you have your little imp here, who is called Gobiap for me. And you have like your spells. What you want to do is you want to like start precasting your Immolate, do a double conflagrate, and just go into ham with the Chaos Bolt. Because I right now have through. So what I'm gonna do is one Chaos Bolt, do my channel Doomfire, summon an Imp or a Doomguard, depending on what I feel like hitting at that point. I think I'm gonna do a Doomguard, guys. So let's get that really started. There we go. There we go. Ooh, we actually instantly have luck. So let's do this now. 1, 2, let's summon that guy there, and let's go in it, refresh that Immolate, and do your channel Demon Fire there. My Imp is on passive, let me put him on offensive real quick. And Incinerate is like, it's just your thinner, so that's all you do. And you want to try to keep that up. I'm not the most pro yet, because I also still have to get used. So now you see that your Chaos Bolts are full, or your Soul Shards are full, and then you basically like summon this. And I don't see, like, the cooldowns are not properly tracking ATM, some weird reason that is, but I don't know why. We just have to deal with it, I guess. So that's basically what you want to do. And use your channel Demon Fire on like cooldown. You want to try to line it up with your Chaos Bolt Eradication, so there we go. And see how hard that hits. That hits for a truck, honestly. And it's quite hard tracking these things at ATM. Now you have like Backlash again, and you like spam them on Incinerates. There we go. And keep your lovely thing up there. And that's all you want to do. Like, keep the rotation up. Like I said, it's not hard. I'm going to do a Chaos Bolt. Let's summon your Dimensional Rifts real quick. Summon all of them. There we go. Chaos Bolt after that one. Let's refresh it and do our little Demon Fire here. Look at how hard that hits, honestly. It's really wonderful. I fill in with Incinerate again. See, Incinerate hits almost harder than your Chaos Bolt, and that's why it's so weird, honestly, to play with this. Let's do a double Chaos Bolt again. See, the second Chaos Bolt a bit harder, but not much, honestly. Now we do Channel Demon Fire again. There we go. Oh, some good passive damage. I love the way it looks, honestly. Again, it's just so good. Now we spam in with Incinerate. I should imagine this with Fell Fire, guys. Oh god, that would be so good. Let's do a double Chaos Bolt and summon an Imp again. If we can, I don't know if it's cooldown. It's not off cooldown yet. So we have to deal with it. Let's do a triple Chaos Bolt. And then do our Demon Fire immediately after that. Wonderful, guys. And this is like, I do enjoy playing this spec now. Like, at first I was like, it's so boring, it's so bad. And now it's like, I do enjoy playing it. That's not the thing. It's mostly the scaling I managed to like discover that is like really weird, honestly. The rest actually is quite okay, if you ask me. And it's not a big issue. Let's channel our Demon Fire again. Look at this. It's such an amazingly weird playstyle to actually discover at first, but it's fun, if you know what I'm saying. It gets fun quite fast, if you know what I'm saying, and that's something I do enjoy. The class mentally, they nailed it down. The only thing that I'm really like that, everything hits fine except Chaos Bolt. It just hits like a noodle, honestly. Like, this one is like way more fun. Look at it, like, and it hits way harder. It's like 15 bolts. And Chaos Bolt just hits like a wet noodle, and especially with the mastery being so weird now. Like, it's RNG again. Blizzard, why you guys love RNG so much? I honestly don't get it. Anyways, like, guys, this is like the rotation you generally are gonna use. There's not much more to say. It will change with your talent choices, of course, but yeah, that's basically my destruction preview. Like I said, I will not include too much spoilers here. This is like the class haul, and I will do an anti-spoiler alert before, so don't mind it. I decided that right now, the end of the video, so yeah. Thank you guys for watching my quick destruction preview. I hope to see you guys in the next video. I'll make some PvP about demo ATM. I'm gonna do that as well, because I just enjoy making that PvP, guys. Honestly, it's way better than Destro, because the movability is just a bit better, honestly. Okay, guys, thank you guys for watching and for your attention. Hope to see you guys in the Legion beta or on my channel in the comments down below. Leave a like for me, leave a comment for me to enjoy, follow my social media, and subscribe to me for more Legion content. And please do that, because there's gonna be plenty of content coming out, guys. Thank you for watching, guys. See you in the next video.